Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Polly's Pantry. We're back from a little bit of a break and ready to get going with a little more of an upscale dish today, which is going to be a stuffed shrimp. What we're going to do is we're going to build a stuffing with onion, bell pepper, mushroom, and spinach, some breadcrumbs, some cheeses, make a paste and pack it into our shrimp, and then we're going to bake it off. I'm going to do a dinner portion and then show you how to make a really killer appetizer with this. If you ever need to impress somebody, this is the appetizer to do it. The dinner portion we're going to serve with some fresh angel hair pasta I've got in the fridge. Just going to boil it off and put it underneath the shrimp. Before we get going with our little show today, I want to thank everyone very kindly for your interest in this little project here. We are well over approaching 750 views on YouTube. Personally, I didn't think we'd get 70 when we started this, but this is really cool. We're going to keep making videos as long as you keep watching. We've got a little series coming up that I think is going to be fun. And a couple of pro tips we're going to do a little bit later on. Also, we're over 100 people on our Facebook page, which is really, really cool. We have a lot of fun on Facebook, a lot of back and forth. So don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Drop me some comments. Let me know what you think of the episodes. Let me know what you think you'd like to make. If there's anything that you're have an interest in, drop a comment in. And we'll see you in the virtual world in cyberspace. So let's take a look and see what we've got going on today. I've got two sizes of shrimp. Same species of shrimp, same brand of shrimp, same zip code in the ocean. They all came from the same place. But I've got a 16-20 count shrimp. And I've got a 31-40 count shrimp. And if you look, the only difference is the size. There's a pretty significant difference in the size. But the same shrimp, tastes the same. Again, same zip code of the ocean, same thing. I think they were neighbors on one time. And what we did was we cleaned the shrimp. We butterflied it. We made a little pocket here to put our stuffing into. So that'll be our dinner portion. And then the smaller shrimp, we're just going to use for like an appetizer portion. Same procedure, same deal, same shrimp. Show you real quick how to get these cleaned up and ready to go. Right out of the store, I'm going to run a little cold water here. I've got my paring knife and a damp paper towel. We're just going to take the shrimp, peel away the shell. That's simple. Then along the back of the shrimp, see the little line there? Just going to slice it real carefully, and we're going to butterfly it and make our little pocket for the stuffing. That easy to do. What I did yesterday was I cleaned all this shrimp and I saved the shells. We're going to use the shells for a shrimp stock later on. And as we get to it in a little bit, I saved the mushroom stems. We're going to save these mushroom stems to add to a stock for a risotto or for something a little bit down the road there. As always, we start with a glass of wine here at the pantry. Today I have a Chardonnay from the Wente Vineyards. I happen to be a fan of their Cabernet. Thought I'd try their Chardonnay. This particular one, relatively inexpensive, about 10, 12 bucks a bottle. It's got a little bit of apple, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of oak, a little bit of a drier Chardonnay. So we've got our wine ready. We've got our shrimp ready. Let's go do some stuffing. We'll see you over at the stove in just a minute. Okay, we're back at the stove here, ready to go. Did a lot of prep last night. I'm not going to bore you to tears chopping all these vegetables, but I'll just give you an idea of how we did this here. So we'll start with our onion. And again, just like the sugo and just like some other recipes, we have a minced onion here. And all I did was cut it in half, cut a real thin slice of the onion, as you'll see here. And just a simple, keeping the tip of the knife on the board, just running the knife through. So there's for our onion. All good to go. For the mushrooms too, we'll show you another trick. If you take the stem out, and again, save these, you can use them to beef up your chicken stock, to beef up a vegetable stock, to beef up the shrimp stock that we're gonna make a little bit later on. And keep the stem, and this is gonna give you a nice flat surface, so the mushroom's not gonna be tumbling all over the place when you're trying to dice it. And just simple cuts. Got about half a dozen mushrooms here that we diced up. Turn it around. Just running the knife through real fine little dice here. And we've got our onions. We've got like a medley of bell peppers here. If you remember these super elevated appetizers that we did, a lot of these are the leftover little peppers that we diced up. Our mushrooms, of course, and some spinach. Get the pan out, we'll start our stuffing. Okay, time to get going with the sauteing. I've got about 3 tablespoons of butter, just melting in a pretty good sized skillet. Again, we've got quite a lot of ingredients here that'll fill the pan up pretty good. As always here, we try to be a little overly organized. So you see the process and you see what we're gonna do. We're gonna start with our onion, the bell pepper, the mushroom, and the spinach. Again, the onion and the pepper are gonna take the longest to cook. The mushrooms will absorb everything. Then we're gonna reduce in a little bit of white wine and lemon. Add our spinach, and we're done. What I like to do as well is just a tablespoon or so of vegetable oil. That's gonna keep the smoke point of the butter down, and the butter's not gonna brown, the butter's not gonna burn on us. Start with our onion. Pan up a little bit. I don't want to burn the butter while we were getting going there. And we're gonna add a bell pepper. This is an orange, a red, and a green bell pepper. Just minced up, chopped up. A couple of shakes of salt. A couple of turns of pepper. And then we're gonna add a couple of things just to add the flavor a little bit. Sprinkle or 2 of dry basil. Let's get where you can see me here. Just a little bit. I'm gonna do this left-handed. A little bit, kind of add some flavor, add some complexity. A couple of shakes of dry mustard. Just about that much, just a pinch. Give it a stir. And you'll see it's a really colorful, really cool little stuffing when we add the spinach in and the mushroom. Oops, we're back after a little technical difficulty here. Incident report was filed, no flying Chinese balloons. The Army's been notified, as well as the Air Force. We're back in action here, and we have the camera upright and not on the floor. So let's get back to our stuffing here. Our bell pepper and onion have been sauteing for a couple minutes, about 4 minutes. And really looks great. Incredible aroma from this. You can almost smell each pepper individually. I've got, again, the oil and the butter going there. We'll revert to our original video. Got that minced mushroom. This is about 6 or 7, just plain button mushroom, diced up. And you'll see how they're going to clean the pan. Again, mushrooms are going to act like a sponge and really absorb everything, concentrate that flavor in there. And up here, our pan's talking to us really nicely. Got the heat up pretty high. Got a nice wedge of fresh lemon. That'll really bring out some freshness. And of course, our favorite ingredient here at the pantry, a little bit of a shorty white wine. And to cook with the wine, I like just a plain, as blah as you can get it, Sauvignon Blanc or Pinot Grigio. Nothing really oaky. The Chardonnay will kind of overpower a little bit, I think. Certainly not a sweet wine. Just a plain Blanc, a plain nice light crisp wine. And you'll see we got great stuffing going on here. It smells incredible. It's going to look really cool when we mix it up with our stuffing. We'll let that reduce 1 more minute. And we are going to add our chopped spinach. About 1.5 cups. Chopped spinach is not going to take very long to cook at all. And really, just want to mix it in there. Really fun, really flavorful, really interesting dish. All right. Get you a real close-up look at it there. Going to be really vibrant, really fresh, really good. When we mix it up with our breadcrumbs, some mozzarella cheese, we got a secret ingredient we're going to add to the stuffing too to make our paste. We're going to turn this off, let it cool off, refile our incident report for our industrial accident here, and we'll see you back in a minute to make some stuffing. All right, back again, and we totally deserve a glass of wine after that last segment. Futzing with this camera here, I've got it on a little bit of a platform, and boom, gravity works here on the east side of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, unfortunately. So I apologize for a little boo-boo. They say you learn something new every day. I learned how to edit out inappropriate language from an iPhone video today. So, so our stuffing is cooked and cooled, and we're all ready to go. Really cool, really sharp looking here. And we're gonna put it into our mixing bowl. You could add a little bit of garlic into here. You could add a little bit of red pepper flake for a little bit of heat into here. I'm gonna leave the garlic out. Again, if you've been following me along here, a lot of my family is actually allergic to garlic. So I leave the garlic out of my sugu. And a number of dishes there. Plus, hard enough to get a date these days. You'll leave the garlic out. No, seriously, we've got our garlic pasta, our garlic butter. We did in one of our pro tip videos. We're going to use this and toss it with some fresh angel hair pasta. Have a garlic pasta to go with that shrimp. So we won't have garlic on garlic. Okay, vegetables are in. We're going to put in our toasted breadcrumbs. Start off with a cup. Nice, nice. We're gonna put in some shredded mozzarella cheese instead of the Romano cheese. And that's gonna give us a really nice binder and a little bit of extra flavor into there. And our secret ingredient today is gonna be a can of tomato juice. Not just for Bloody Marys anymore, ladies and gentlemen. This tomato juice is going to give it a really nice depth, and it's going to help us make a paste. So let's start about like that. Again, always easier to add than to try to take away. And we're looking for this to form a paste to sit on top of our little shrimp there. Pretty close if you look. Still pretty wet. So we're gonna add, sprinkle more breadcrumbs. Sprinkle more of this Romano cheese. Or excuse me, this mozzarella cheese. There we go. And this is just going to be to die for, not only as dinner, but as an appetizer. And as this bakes, you're going to drive everybody crazy in the house. So that's pretty close. I want to put that in the fridge for a little bit, for about 20 minutes or so. Get it to firm up real nice. We can always add a little bit more breadcrumb, a little bit more cheese. Almost tough to take away and adjust from there. So let that sit up, and then we will start stuffing some shrimp. We're going to show you how to make them ready to go, ready to order and to bake off. I'm going to show you how to freeze them. These freeze really well for about 30, 45 days. And if you, I know this is a lot of work and it's a lot of prep, but if you spend the time into it, like we're going to make about 3 dozen shrimp, 2 dozen big and a dozen small. Got those in the fridge, you take them out before you go to work, come home and pop them in the oven, you got an incredible dinner in about 10 minutes. You already did the work for it. So let's let this set up and we'll be back in just a little bit. Where's my wine? The answer is yes. These do taste as good as they look. So I cheated a little bit, got ahead here. I stuffed a couple of the shrimp. As you'll see, we've got our larger ones and our cool little appetizer ones here. So let's take a look and check out the process here. Again, we've got our larger shrimp, the 1620s, and our 3140s. And all we're doing is just taking a spoonful of this breadcrumb mixture. See how it makes a really nice little ball, nice little paste. It's not filled with breadcrumbs, but it's still nice and light. I'm just gonna pack our shrimp like that for the smaller ones. Just a little bit less filling. And again, these make just a stunning, sound like Gordon Ramsay, absolutely vibrant and stunning, but these make just a killer appetizer. To bake them, let's see if we can get over here a little bit. I have baking sheet just sprayed with the vegetable oil spray. And all we're gonna do, lay them right on there. You get the idea, it's that simple. We're gonna bake those at 375 for about 10, 12 minutes. And then to freeze them, I've got just a piece of foil. Again, just spritzed with a little bit of cooking spray. All I'm gonna do, make a packet. Like this, and like this. And our little gift here, this will hold really nicely in the freezer, 30 to 45 days. You wanna hold them in an airtight Tupperware type container. That's great, and get about a half a dozen in there. But this is great, man. It's just a really simple portion. Take it out before you go to work, put it in the fridge, come back home, pop it in the oven, and you got dinner, the end all dinners right there. So we've got just a few more shrimp to stuff here, and we're gonna finish that up and show you how to bake them up, and we will be right back here at the pantry. Ta-da. Not too bad. How's my hair on these, kids? So we got 2 dozen 1620 bigger shrimp stuffed and ready to go. I actually got a baker's dozen. 13 of the 3140s baked and ready to go. I'm not gonna cook them all off right now. I actually promised these as gifts to a couple of people that have been incredibly supportive, not only of me and my real career, but of this little project that we're doing here. So I'm gonna bake off a couple for myself and then boil off and make some garlic butter, fresh angel hair pasta. Wrap the rest of these up for gifts when I go back to work on Monday. And we'll see you back with dinner in just a minute. On my way. Okay, we're back and in the home stretch and ready to wrap up our stuffed shrimp dinner / appetizer. Shrimp is in the oven, just about ready to go. What I did really quickly, just boiled off some fresh angel hair pasta, about 3 minutes. We've got our garlic butter from Pro Tips #1. Check it out live on YouTube. And because I don't want to clean 2 pans, put our garlic butter in the same pot, cook the pasta in, toss it in there, and just warm it up. Let that warm up. Let's take a look at the main event here, see how we did. Shrimp's been in, 375, about 10 minutes, and there you go. Yes, it does taste as good as it looks. This is a really special dish, really flavorful, fun to play with too. There's a number of different stuffings you can do here. I've done it with a wild mushroom blend. I've done it with just breadcrumbs and cheese and the tomato sauce or tomato juice. A number of different ways you can go with this. 1 second on our pasta. Let's make sure you can see our plating here. Get you down to shrimp level here. Shrimp eye view of what we've got going on. And I just did a few small ones for me. And we got our pasta, again cooked. Just quick, heat it up in our garlic butter. Shh. Whatever you do, don't tell my brother I stole this from his restaurant right out of the cooler. Shh. A little bit of shake. Amount of cheese, a little dusting. Some fresh lemon. There you have it. You can certainly pass these as like a one-bite appetizer, or you've certainly got dinner here as well. And these are the smaller shrimp that we cooked off. The bigger one's a little heartier, a little more for a dinner portion. And I think the last time I made these for a longtime friend for his birthday. He ate 8 of them. I'm gonna see if I can polish off these 4. So just like this, little fork and knife. Oh my God. Really delicious. The shrimp comes out nice and tender. The filling is incredibly flavorful. Again, with all the vegetables and just a little garlic buttered fresh angel hair to go along the side. That wraps up our episode today, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for sticking with me through a couple of technical difficulties and a couple of problems today. Appreciate the support. Appreciate all the time everybody's spending here. I think we're over like 50 hours of watches on the videos. And again, we're approaching 750 views. Really thank you for that. We're going to keep doing it till you stop watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. We'll see you next time here at the pantry.